Hi, welcome to In Empower Training. I'm Rebecca. Today I want to talk about the secret. The big secret that isn't taught in schools, isn't taught in mainstream religions, is that we have God within us. We are the manifestors. We can use our God-given powers. That's why I call this channel Inner Power Training, to pick and choose, because we have free will, which timeline we'd like to be living on. And we have multiple choices. We're just never taught that that's the case. We get stuck in these ruts thinking, that's it. We have to just accept whatever's coming at us, when in reality, we can use our minds like a projector and put the movie that we desire on the screen, and it will manifest in the three-dimensional world. Now, why does it do that? Well, it's very interesting. It's very deep. It includes the mystics, metaphysics, spirituality, quantum physics, the things that all the really brilliant minds have discovered, like the Teslas and the Einsteins and the Mary Baker Eddies and the Jesus and the, Buddhas and Yoganandas. They've all figured it out in their own individual ways, but you need to figure it out in order to free yourself from the matrix. You have to have a strong desire to want to figure it out. But then once you make up your mind that you want to figure it out, it's so simple, you're kind of blown away when you really discover that it was that simple all along. It really just is based on what you're thinking about moment to moment in your subconscious mind, which you may not be conscious of because your subconscious is it's below the conscious mind, and it's guiding you and it's protecting you and it's manifesting your life. That's why we as life coaches need to go back sometimes and have people remember what they were taking in those first years of their lives, because we're like sponges up to around age 7. We just absorb everything around us, and it programs us to be and live a certain way to keep us safe. It's our comfort zone. But if you don't like your comfort zone, you want to live a bigger life, a more fulfilling life. You want to manifest better relationships, a better career, more money, a bigger house, whatever it is you're looking for, vacations. You can do it once you learn that you need to go within to reprogram. And you can only do that if you work at it for a little bit. But once you do discover the secret that the inner world is controlling the outer world, and you get these techniques that I talk about and other people who like to teach consciousness talk about, you'll find out that it's not that difficult. It's up to you, though. You can't blame anyone else. You have to take responsibility for the life that you're living, because you're creating it moment to moment, be it good or bad or anything in between. And once you get that, it's exciting and it's fun and it's like Christmas every day. It's like discovering the genie in the bottle. It's freedom because you understand you cannot be manipulated by the outer world anymore. You can even take it so far as to know that, you know, I got to take my car to the shop every now and then, but I've seen evidence that the way I think keeps me from having close calls every now and then, or things mechanically happening until the right moment when I can take care of it. I've also seen that happen in my travels when, I'd have clearly a near miss situation somewhere, somehow. Maybe I'd avoid a terrible weather situation because my intuition would guide me in another direction, or I'd leave at just the right time. Your higher self, if you learn how to connect with it, will guide you to the most harmonious, peaceful, pleasant experiences all the time, because It knows. And if you understand that we live in a loving universe governed by what we call God, you can call it whatever you want, it's just a word. But this energy, this spirit is always overriding the evil, the bad, if you know how to align your thought with it. That's why they say only the pure in heart can see God. You need to work on yourself. You need to purify yourself because whatever you're thinking about, you're going to manifest. One of my first big learning experiences was when I manifested my greatest fear, cancer. Got a bad diagnosis because I was worried about it all the time. It was in my subconscious mind. I had impregnated my subconscious with a fear. So I'm very careful about what I am fearful of. And I've learned that when you fill yourself with positive flood tides of love, high vibrational thoughts, gratitude, thankfulness, and you work on yourself every day, you're protected. You're no longer living by the law of accident. And that is a wonderful, wonderful, freeing feeling. I know you want to dig deeply into these topics. Have a session with me if you want. And you can go to my website, rebeccatripp.com. You'll learn more about what I do and check out my courses. I love talking to people about how to free themselves from being stuck. And because I've done it in so many areas of my own life, so many times, I'm actually pretty good at it. I have a lot of experience in life, having been a world traveler, married 3 times. Read my book, Secrets of a Metaphysical Flight Attendant, and you'll get the gist.